moving so fast this morning.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, can you guys hear me? There we go. Good afternoon, and welcome to Judiciary Juvenile. I appreciate everyone coming during lunch break on this important matter. We're going to take up HB 1445, which we passed out of committee last week, or was it earlier this week? I can't even remember when all this happened. We passed this bill out, and there was some refining that needed to be done per the author of the bill, which is Representative Townsend. He requested it come back because he wanted to resolve a couple of conflicts that he found in the bill. And so, Representative Townsend, if you'd go ahead and tell us all about it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate that. I want to thank also Margaret Kaywood from DJJ for really helping out and perfecting this bill. Basically, what it requires is DJJ to notify once asked. Received notification, they're asked to notify the local, state, and juvenile authorities in the school system when a youth on probation stops, their monitoring device stops working for some reason. It goes off, whether they take it off, whether because of not being powered, charged, it could be many things. But basically, the basic notification is once communication breaks down between the monitoring device and DJJ, then those entities shall be notified. And one of the things we also changed was added, instead of real-time monitoring, we made it near real-time monitoring. But that's the official term DJJ uses with their contracts. So we just want to make sure we use their terms regarding contracts. And that's basically the changes. And Margaret's here now from DJJ in case somebody has any questions, just in case. Or I'll be glad to answer any as well.
Well, I definitely like wording mirroring other areas of code. It makes things a lot more cohesive and germane, right?
It did. It certainly did. So I really appreciate the input they had, and they just called me and said, hey, and they made it better.
Well, wonderful. And we appreciate Margaret Kaywood for her participation in that. You do have a question, Representative Panich. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Thank you. It's probably more for Margaret.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. What was the impetus for this bill? Were kids going back to school that were on monitoring and lost contact, or what brought this about?
Actually, I think Representative Townsend
Yeah,
can
it wasn't
answer that.
DJJ involved at first.
Okay.
Basically, I talked to a group of sheriffs, and then I talked to some school people, and mainly I think the monitoring situation, that they thought it could be, communication be more effective. One of the things that came out last year in the school safety bill that I was a part of and behind the scenes helped give input was that safety that happened, what happened in Jackson County between the Sheriff's Department and Jefferson City School System, which I actually was an AP there for a while, so I know that area well. And then Barrow County, when the young man moved to Barrow County, went to Appalachia High School. And so we're just trying to tie up loose ends. And so once this bill came about and I spoke in rules, that's when DJJ heard it and they said, hey, we could even make it better than what you got. I'm not trying to sing too many praises to you guys, but basically they really tightened it up.
So was the person who did the shooting at Appalachia on probation?
No, it's a different scenario, but what I was trying to relate it to was communication. As you know in life, you have to have effective communication. And when I was in the school setting, whether I was a principal or whether I was superintendent or in charge of a career academy, I saw communications break down sometimes between public agencies and school systems. And so anytime I had a chance to help with that communication piece, the kids usually want out. The kids. So that's what you try to do is find out if you see a gap in communication or see where we need to clean something up, I'm going to jump in and try to help out because I do understand the school setting pretty well. And then I understand what DJJ does. I appreciate what their services do to youth. And so when this came about to me, it was asked, hey, are you interested? I was like, yeah, I'm interested because this is an area we can tighten up notification. This could be safety for the kid who actually took off his or her ankle monitor or something else like that, or it could be safety for someone in the community. So I saw this as, to me, a good way to ensure effective communication.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Representative Panich, for that. All right, Floor Leader Wade, please go ahead with your question.
Appreciate it. Actually, just wanted to share a comment for the committee. I know of 2 incidences when SROs and a chief security officer for a school system, it's helpful because they trust these devices. Most of the time they're aware of the students. Sometimes it's delayed information. They may not know immediately, but they're trusting that that device is functioning properly and would have no idea if it had failed. And if that student elopes from campus or is expected or has, I mean, there's situations where kids are, they're being rehabilitated, they can do work release. But if it's not working and they don't show up to work, sometimes the schools feel like they're held accountable for something that they can't control. So that communication piece, I think, is important. So I'm supportive of the measure.
That makes sense for SROs needing to know
Yep.
their campus.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Well, and additionally, the batteries don't, if someone doesn't charge
Yeah.
it properly, that's another.
I think a
and
lot
we
of
don't know where
time
they
that's
are
where
if
it
it's not
is.
charged.
Some of
so-
them don't charge them properly on purpose.
Well, and this would certainly make sure that everyone finds that out pretty
That's
quickly.
right. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Representative Oliver, do you have a question? Go
I
ahead.
apologize for missing. This is a substitute, and it's a new substitute, or was it a substitute that the committee heard previously?
new substitute. We had to tighten up a little language on the substitute. One was change it from monitoring to real-time monitoring to near real-time monitoring to match what the contract says with DJJ and the people who do the the monitoring devices. Also, this also clears up language in there regarding notification purposes of the different state, local agencies and the school system. And so really, I was telling Margaret Kaywood from DJJ, she's an attorney for him, helped me tighten up this
I'm
language.
not
They
an
actually,
attorney.
No.
Sorry, I'm
Sorry.
not an attorney.
Not an attorney, I'm sorry. They helped me tighten up the language.
Yeah.
May I ask, this is a vendor of some long-standing with?
No, and thank you for the question, because that does clarify. Actually, what we did is we removed the reference to the electronic monitoring company, because the language was confusing and implied that they would be involved and given information, and that would impact operationally and fiscally our contracts with the monitoring companies. And we have several across the state that serve in different areas. And so what this does is that once the school or the law enforcement requests information, we look at the kids that are on electronic monitoring, we verify they attend that school system, they live in that jurisdiction of that county, and then we will provide to the law enforcement in the school the names of those children. And then if those children violate,
This
if
is
we...
what you're doing now, is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
it's
Okay.
what we're doing now. And then if they violate, and we have verified they have absconded and are not, nobody knows where their whereabouts are, then we will notify the school and law enforcement.
That's very helpful, thank you. How many children are on monitoring?
I would say, I don't know exactly, but I'm thinking it's less than 1,000, 800 to 1,000 across the state.
And I wonder how many of them are jointly committed as DFACS and DJJ children.
I don't know that, but I could check and get you that.
That might matter under certain circumstances, because the disappearance of DFACS children into either DJJ or into the world is something we're supposed to track.
Definitely.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Oliver, for that question and clarification. Thank you, Ms. Kaywood, for your
Okay,
help
thank you.
on that. All right, are there any further questions from the committee? All right, what's the will of the committee at this time?
Motion do pass.
Second, motion do pass and second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of passing HB 1445, the substitute LC 481813S is in Sam, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, measure passes. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
committee.
Madam Chair. Thank you, committee.
And we are adjourned. Thank you.